Hey guys. Hey. Yeah, so today I would just like to share this video. We call it No Parole for Tate. Like, okay, so I follow this guy Mandoo, and of course I'm a member. I've been a member for years. And well, not years, not a member per se, but I've been watching him for years. I don't know when I became a member. I don't know, a long time ago. So anyway, Mandoo channel and Mandoo channel 2. He has two channels and his parole hearings every day. We watch them every day at 7 o'clock on his channel. So hopefully I'll be okay with sharing his video because I am saying go follow him. Yes, go follow Mandoo. I mean, the parole hearings are so interesting. So I'm going to, and I've learned a lot. So I'm going to show you one, and I'm going to get off camera because I really don't feel like it. So I just wanted to say hello and everything. But there we go. Now I can sit back and relax a little bit. Okay. So anyway, let's get to this video. Let's see where we at here. Let me do this. And I'll bring this up. Give me a second. Here we go. My favorite one. All right, y'all. Have a listen.
Your issues, I understand.
Mr. Tate, we are the parole board.
I'm not getting eligible for parole because I have
You need
injuries.
to listen when we're speaking, Mr. Tate.
No parole for Tate.
Okay?
No parole for Tate.
So,
No parole for Tate. None.
okay.
Mr. Tate is not getting parole because of anger issues. That's what's going on here. No parole.
Well, this is going to be interesting. We are about to watch the full parole hearing out of the state of Connecticut for a man who is serving 10 years and 6 months for serious injury of an elderly person and also possession of a firearm. Let's jump in, and at the end, I'll unpack the details.
Your name and inmate number for the record.
Raheem Tate, 339-558.
This hearing is being conducted in consideration for parole application for Raheem Tate, 339-558. He is serving a sentence of 10 years, 6 months, parole for assault versus carrying anything a dangerous weapon, assault public safety officer, assault third of an elderly person. As of today, records reflect a fraudulent date of April 5th, 24. There's no commitment in this case. There is an offender accountability plan for the offender. It has been reviewed. It shows the offender has completed anger management, alternative to violence, and alternative to violence advance. Utilizing the statewide collaborative offender risk evaluation system scores the offender overall score for.
Hold on, y'all. I hope you can hear it clearly, but you could already see he ain't with the shish. Look how angry he looked. Like, okay, this isn't gonna go well. Well, let's see. And I won't cut in too much. Maybe every 10 minutes I'll come in, maybe say something, but enjoy this.
Survey the falls at the high range. This is your opportunity to express to the board why you do grant baby Ed.
Mr. Tate,
What you said?
we need to hear from you why you think he should be granted parole.
I felt like, I did enough time, been through enough incidents, where I had to hold my head and stuff like that. So as far as like getting out earlier, that's one of the reasons why I think I should be granted parole. And on top of that, like, I got too much going for me in my life. So that's the other reason.
Okay. Well, the way it's going to work today, Mr. Tate, can you turn around and look at us so that we know you're hearing what we're saying?
To turn around and look at what?
Can you look at us so that we know that you hear what we're saying?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So we're going to take turns to ask you questions. And then when we're done, we will deliberate on the record and then tell you what our decision is. Okay?
Okay.
All right. So I'm going to ask Mr. Cole to begin.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Good morning, Mr. Tate.
Morning.
So you had the chance of taking anger management and alternative violence during this incarceration, right?
Yeah.
And you did that in 2017 and 2019, right?
Yeah.
So can you tell me why what happened last February happened?
You talking about the assault incident
Uh-huh.
in Corrigan?
Yes.
All right. They got certain rules in their cafeteria where they want you to fill in all their seats or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So one of the staff members, or COs, I should say, was pointing me to fill in the seat. And I told him, step to the side so I could sit down. So he continued to tell me sit in his seat while he's blocking the seat. So that's how the physical altercation happened. It made more sense for him to move out the way and let me sit down. Like, I don't know if this dude has, mental issues or what, but he should just got out the way and let me sit down. You can't block this seat and tell an inmate to sit down.
Okay, but what I read was that while you were
Child, he angry.
supervising the restricted housing unit, escort Tate was secured in handcuffs when he intentionally struck the supervisor with a kick to the, well, wait a minute, I'm sorry. That wasn't last February, that was 2 years before, where you intentionally struck the supervisor with a kick to the left side. Was that you?
You got me confused now because I specifically asked you, was this incident in Corrigan? You said, yeah. I have not kicked a staff member in Corrigan.
Okay,
I kicked a staff member in Cheshire.
So you know why I'm confused, right? Because you have 22 disciplinary reports and a bunch of them involve violence, right? So I'm sorry that I got which time you assaulted a DOC person. I'm sorry I got mixed up on you. So let me go back and take a look here. So what you're talking about is just a flagrant disobedience. Or,
Can I ask you something real quick?
yep.
All right. You want me to explain what happened in a certain incident, right?
I want you to explain. Here's what I want you to explain. Just let me cut to the chase. You took programs in 2017 and 2019. There were alternatives to violence and alternatives to violence advanced, right?
Yeah.
And you also took anger management. But in the meantime, it's like since then, it's like there's been like a couple of assaults on a DOC employee, threats, and fighting and such. Right?
You want me to explain the cause of these?
What I'm trying to get was, if you took the programming, why is the behavior still continuing?
Because they're You want me to sit there and explain all of them or just one of them? Because I could do either or.
No. In general, what I want to know is why is it that in 2017 and 2019 you took programming that dealt with.
I understand what you're saying. So you want me to start from the top and explain the first incident off the top?
No, I don't want you to even talk. Don't even talk to me about incidents. Why is it that you took the programming and the behavior is continuing to happen? That's what I want to know, right? Because when you go to DOC and you do programming, right? Isn't it so that the behavior changes? Right.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm trying to get at. You know? So why is it that the behavior continues to happen?
Whoa. Probably because, certain people shouldn't be in the same area as me. You know what I'm saying? They got people like all type of mental issues and stuff like that the staff member in the facility knows that they not fully recovering from the mental issues and stuff like that. That has happened several times. The person is explaining that they have a mental issue. The person is telling them they don't want to be around anybody. It's almost like they telling the staff member that it's about to be a physical altercation and stuff like that. So this person tells me that before I get in the cell, and then I'm telling the staff member like, oh, well, he's saying his issues, like, I don't think I should go in the cell with him. He's like, no, everything's fine. Go in the cell, yada, yada, yada. So, boom, I go in the cell with this guy, and, he does, something that's close to like a sexual assault. So now who's to blame for that? And you telling me to go in the cell with him. Blame the staff member for that. So after he does this certain incident or whatever, I get out the cell, I get moved to a single cell, then a staff member comes and questions me about what's going on. I'm like, there's nothing going on. I did the best I could do. Y'all moved me out the cell to a single cell. The situation's over. So like they're instigating a situation and stuff like that. And the situation was already resolved. So now they're placing me in handcuffs for no reason. I'm like, why are you placing me in handcuffs? Like, the problem solved. I told you there's no issues now. So why are you still instigating? Like, I know you most likely should be well educated and you should have had enough sense to just leave the situation alone. So now it's like you got yourself into that situation. So if you need me to be more specific.
No, I mean, what I'm trying to get at, and really, I mean, it's like, what we're trying to do is figure out if you're suitable for parole in the community, right? Discretionary parole.
All right.
Because the judge in his wisdom already put you on 8 years of special parole, right? But what we're trying to do is discretionary parole is really something that's earned, right? And what we look for here is, have you done programming that's changed the behavior that wound you up here, right? And what I'm looking at is that the behavior that wound you up there is angry, assaultive kind of behavior. And then we look at the DRs, which some people say they really don't indicate what's going to happen in the community. But if you were doing assaultive behavior before you got here, and then the angry assaultive behavior continues, what's going to happen on discretionary parole? And that's what I'm trying to find. And, it's like, I'm
all right, I get what you're saying. You're saying like, all right, you took anger management classes. It seems like it doesn't work. That's what you're saying?
That kind of thing, yeah.
Yeah.
Anger management and alternative to violence. Basic and advanced, right?
All right, that's all you're saying, right?
Yeah.
All right. Now, as a staff member in the correctional facility, staff members learn that people with high mental health issues do not work well with people that never had mental health issues. This is where the problem is at with one of them. With one of these assault on DOCs, that was the cause of the problem.
Mr. Tate,
Yeah.
can I stop you? So, those issues are not, we're addressing your behavior, not another inmate or not another staff person. We're focusing today on your disciplinary reports. And my colleague, Mr. Cole, is asking, you completed 3 programs,
Yes, I
but
understand what you're
there's been
saying.
no change in your behavior.
I understand what you're saying. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So we got everything clear now, right? You saying the anger management classes was not working. You seem to be angry. That's what you're saying, right?
That's what it looks like in front of me.
Just be clear. Let's just be clear. The
Okay.
anger management classes was not working.
Right?
Now, my reason for them to not be working or whatever is like, out the window. It doesn't matter. You saying I should have control of myself. That's what you're saying. No, not you. In the middle, you, that's what you're saying, right?
That's what we're both saying.
Right.
Yeah.
We're saying the same thing.
That's what we're both saying, because the last thing that we
Yeah.
want to do is waste the parole officer's time, put you out on discretionary parole for 5 minutes to get you brought back in until September of 2025. So that's
Yeah.
what we're trying to get at. So if we're
So
wasting our time,
you're not asking me what's the cause of the anger issues or nothing. You're just explaining that, oh, you have anger issues. It doesn't seem like we could do anything for you. That's what you're saying.
No, that is not what I said. What I said was, you had the programming. Why is the behavior continuing? And I'm getting nothing from you except this other guy did this. So I still reacted the same way, right? If somebody's got a mental health issue, somebody's got, just in the real world.
Excuse me.
If somebody's got a mental health issue.
I'm talking politely here. Excuse me.
No, Mr. Tate. Mr. Cole is speaking, so you need to listen to what he's saying.
If somebody's got a mental health issue, right?
Right.
You get that they have a mental health issue.
Mm-hmm.
It's not their fault. So we try to do a little bit more if we have our faculties about us, because somebody else is struggling with something. It's not all about us, right? And that's what's happening out here. And if I'm looking at what happened when you were out here, it doesn't seem that you get that, right? It's not all about us all the time. It's trying to understand other people and trying to give people the same kind of.
I understand the anger management class is not working. Anger management is not working for me. Understand that. So let's move on.
So
let's move on.
You know what? I'm done. This isn't going to work out in terms of discretionary parole for me, because we can't even have a conversation. So I don't even want to put a parole officer through that on discretionary.
Right. Okay. So for me, Mr. Tate, you
have anger issues.
I am.
Mr. Tate has anger issues. That's it. We can't work with Tate. He's an angry person. That's it. It's true.
Can I speak now?
No.
If you're going to continue to talk about my anger issues, I understand.
Mr. Tate, we are the parole board.
I'm not getting eligible for parole because I have anger.
You need to listen when we're speaking, Mr. Tate.
No parole for Tate.
Okay.
No parole for Tate.
So.
No parole for Tate. None.
Okay.
Mr. Tate is not getting parole because of anger issues. That's what's going on here. No parole.
Are you finished?
Be an adult, and tell Mr. Tate he has no parole. That's all you gotta do. That's where you're going.
Okay.
You're not being an adult right now. It's obvious. I'm being an adult. All that stuff, that's not an adult-like situation.
Mr. Tate.
It's too obvious to see
To you.
what's going on here.
You're trying to
Too obvious.
And what is that?
Now your position in power is obvious. My position in power is obvious.
Hey, good morning.
People don't follow instructions and get themselves in the wrong situation. It happens every day, every 2 seconds. Every 2 seconds.
So,
You
Mr.
don't follow
Tate,
instructions.
you're going to have to stop and listen so that we can tell you what our decision is, okay? And it's
I know
obvious
your
that
decision.
I'm
It's
speaking.
obvious.
Excuse me. You need to not say anything more and listen to what we have to say, okay?
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay. So in the case of Raheem Tate, inmate number 339,
Madam Chair, I just want to input.
go ahead.
Thank you. And I hope
So it's obvious that we just tried to get through to Mr. Tate, who's now left the room. And there was no getting through. He had taken anger management and alternatives to violence well before the disciplinary reports on that involve fighting and assault on DOC employees. Releasing him on discretionary parole is just, for me, it's out of the question. I hope that somebody sits him down and explains that if this kind of behavior continues on special parole, that you'll be sitting your 8 years back inside and not the community. But the situation is the just can't respond to other people in a violent way. That's why the prison system exists, and that's why parole exists. So based upon that, what I have no alcohol, halfway house placement, mental health evaluation and treatment is deemed necessary, acknowledging that it's a 1. However, there's something more going on here that needs to be dealt with. Anger management, no contact with victim LW, and my denial reason, nature and circumstance, inadequate evidence, education, forms, adjustment.
I had criminal history, inadequate evidence of offender change because he took program for institution of adjustment.
That's fine.
What was the other one? Nature. Okay.
Criminal history.
So I will give you my reasons. So I looked at Mr. Tate's criminal history, and I looked at his behavior during incarceration. Nothing has changed. He took the appropriate programs, anger management, alternative to violence, both basic and advanced, and his behavior continued based on the 22 disciplinary report he received. So for me, his behavior outside continues on the inside. So those are my reasons for denial. Mr. Dark.
So anyways, here's the skinny. Mr. Tate first came into the interview not looking at us. We had to look for him to engage. And as our questioning went on, he says, I'm not going to get parole. And he walked out of the interview prior to us giving him our reasons or talking about it. So he was argumentative throughout the whole process, especially with you, Mr. Pohl, just trying to give him the opportunity to get to the bottom. And by the time it got to Chairwoman Chance, it really went downhill and he walked out. So I don't want to be repetitive. Both of you are already, I'm on the same page.
So it's victim LW, and did we want to put the tenant?
No.
Okay,
Yeah,
no alcohol, behavior management for anger management, MHE valid treatment, and halfway house.
yeah. Halfway house, alcohol, mental health eval, victim.
In the case of Raheem Tate, inmate number 339558, there is a motion to deny request for discretionary parole for these reasons: nature and circumstances of a current offense, criminal history, inadequate evidence of offender change, and poor institutional adjustment. And as a notation, Mr. Tate was not present for us to tell him what our decision is. He got up and walked out before we were able to deliberate on the record and give him our decision. And because he has 8 years of special parole, there is a motion to grant to set the following special parole conditions: no contact with victim LW, no consumption of alcohol, behavior management for anger management, mental health evaluation and treatment as deemed necessary, and release to a halfway house. Do I have a second? All those in favor say aye.
This concludes the hearing for Raheem Tate, 39558.
Okay, y'all. So that was no parole for Tate. And these are the type of people that walk amongst us. So, yeah. Anyway, so I hope you enjoyed the video. And I will try to post some more and have some commentary and all that. Maybe I'll do a live so we can all look at it, talk about it, whatever. But this is my first shared screen video. So again, I hope you enjoyed it, and please hit the like button. Share if you'd like. Also visit Mandoo's channel. He has merchandise saying no parole for Tate, because he's like our favorite, parolee or inmate or whatever. He's just, because he was a mess. So anyway, he always sticks in no parole for Tate whenever there's somebody who we know are not getting parole. So Mandoo's channel is awesome. I love the channel. Hopefully he's okay with me sharing his video, but I am giving him a huge shout out because, like I said, I watch him every day at 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock Eastern time. So yeah, check him out. He has so many other recordings that are very interesting. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and please hit the like button for me. Thank you. Bye.